Hello and welcome to Low Budget Gaming and welcome to another first Descendant video. So in this video I have some tips and a guide for stages 28 and 29, and I will also share a build for Hailey and the Albion Cavalry gun, which should serve you well for these later stages of the Void Erosion Purge. Now first things first, you can go up to 27 solo. So if you have an Inez or a Hailey, the one I'm going to show you, you can get up to 27 comfortably. 26 is harder than 27, much harder than 27. And then in the final stages, 28 I think is probably the hardest overall as a stage. 29 is much easier. 30 is also comfortable for the most part, except for the boss, because the boss is good old Greg and he is very tanky. In my first attempts, I've only done 2 attempts. First attempt, we reached the boss stage with less than 7 minutes. Like Greg spawned when we had like 6:57 on the clock. Nobody died, and it still took us another 8 minutes to kill him. We ended up with 1448 without dying once. We did get knocked a few times with the whole circle thing that he drops around you, and then the bombardment, so 1 or 2 teammates would get knocked. But even so, we could not finish it in under 10. So Greg has a lot of health. I'll probably work on maybe smithereens or something so that we can do more damage up close to him. But anyway, this video is about 28 and 29 mostly. So this is more of a theoretical video. Let's say the last one I actually showed you the full walkthrough of the stage and talked you through that. This one I'm going to talk about the build that you need for Hailey and Albion Cavalry, because you need a few different descendants to work together to get this done. Like I said, 27 you can do a solo. 28 onwards, unless you have Glaive with the rocket launcher and you don't mind blinding yourself, you may be able to do it. I've seen 1 or 2 people do it, but I care for my eyes. I don't want to lose them. So I'll probably not attempt solo if that is the only way to do it. They are probably going to nerf it. If that happens, then I'll have some builds for them. But in the meantime, 28 to 30, you have a few options. Now, if you see the ones people who have done it, you have Lepic Glay, Hailey Enzo, Lepic Glay, Enzo Glay, Hailey, Enzo, Glay, Hailey. So you have a few different descendants popping up frequently. If we go further down, you can see it's just the 3, 4 that keep popping. Somebody used Sharon here, nice. So anyway, what we are trying to do here is at least one guy is on crowd control duty. So Lepic throws his ability that pulls all the enemies together, and then they are sort of hanging there for a bit. So you need low cooldown on that. And then the rest of you can shoot. Glay is here for DPS. So if you have 2 Glays, they'll do a lot of damage. So you'll clear the elites faster. Hailey with the Albion Cavalry gun. Hailey's role is to use the Albion Cavalry gun and do damage to several enemies, stun them, and sort of, again, crowd control to some extent, and also a lot of damage, because with Hailey's third ability, she can increase the crit rate of the gun. And so you'll be doing a lot of crit damage. And if you use the Albion Cavalry gun with the abilities of the Albion Cavalry gun, the unique ability, you have several benefits. I'll go over all of that in the lab. So with Glaze for that, Enzo is for, again, crit rate. He can increase the crit rate of the gun, and it also helps the teammates because they can walk through and increase the crit rate. And he can also provide ammo. So he's very good, especially against the boss, because when you get to the boss room, you may run out of ammo. The rest of the mission, you will get drops constantly. Ammo shouldn't be a problem, at least that's what I noticed. And yeah, so that is the setup here for the Void Erosion Purge. Now, if you are solo, I would say team up with someone if you can. If you are good, people will invite you already. Like if you attempt 28 and clear it with some randoms and you reach 29 or something, I was getting invited. That's how I actually managed to find a group, because I couldn't do it alone. And when I was trying, a few people send me friend requests, and then we worked together, and they invited a couple of friends here and there, and that's how I ended up doing it. Now let's go into the lab here and show you the Hailey build and the Albion Cavalry. So briefly, I'll show you what we are trying to do here. So you can see here we have a group of Vulcus. I have Albion Cavalry. I'll show you the builds briefly, but I just want to show you what we are trying to do. So if we look at the Albion Cavalry gun, it's 10% crit rate. And if we use Hailey's third, we get a bunch of stacks. We get up to 16 stacks, which increases the crit rate. So if you see here, the crit rate has reached 67% now. Okay, so we already have 67% over here, almost 70. Now with the unique ability, when you hit an enemy, it inflicts a mark on the enemy, and basically what mark does is it increases the crit rate by 30%. So you're getting close to 100. Then the thing ricochets towards different enemies, okay, and does more damage. Also stuns them for 4 seconds, and also gives you a movement speed while aiming. So it looks like this. So you're shooting at the enemy. Notice we are only getting orange numbers here. And these three people are getting hit, and you can see they are stunned over here. You can see holding their head and then stunned. And three enemies are hit, and so on and so forth. So you're also doing damage to all of them. So that is the benefit of the Albion Cavalry gun, and we're using Hailey to increase the crit rate. Now, if we look at Hailey, she has chill skills and all of that, but like I said, we are only using her third ability, so we are not worried about anything else. We can make her very tanky and just focus on the MP related stuff to keep her third ability up all the time. So once again, notice here when I press the third ability, look at the MP bar. It's basically not moving. This is not draining the MP at all because we have put so much in terms of keeping the MP down, the cost down, and increasing the MP that, look at this, it's always up. Okay, so that will help you with the build. Just switch that off. So what we need to do is reduce the cost of our third abilities. You can see here by default the MP cost is 12. We are using 5.9, and the continuous MP cost is 4.9 per second. Normally it's 10. We have reduced it down to 4.9. Now we use maximize conservation minus 35% skill cost, and then strong mentality. Both of these combined will reduce the cost. What I've also done is I've put energy collection to pick up more MP, although I don't think we need it. I've also increased the max MP. Again, we have empty slots because we are not building into any of our skill damage. So yeah, why not? The rest of it is basically health and defense. So 2 HP mods, increased defense, increased shields. I don't remember if I've ever put an increased shield mod on any of the other Descendants. HP collector, again, why not? I just put it there. You also have short focus. Now this is a mod that was very difficult to farm early on. It took me around 700 hours when we were first combining the different mods to get this. This is how rare it was. And what this does is it gives you firearm attack. And once again, remember, we don't care for the skill power, so the reduction in skill power is not going to bother us. We are getting more power into the gun with this mod. So this is basically the setup. You can also build with the shield, the base setup if you wanted. I have a shield Enzo, so I thought, okay, I'll build it with like normal health stuff. And generally this will keep you tanky. This will make you resist the damage here. So that way you won't go down. And look at the MP here is 526. And again, the external components put as much HP as you can see. I have HP in purple here, but MP, max MP again is very handy. Again, more HP here. We are building into HP some toxin resistance because 1 2 stages have the order of truth, so that will also help you. So yeah, all of this. Reactor doesn't matter. We are not using the skill power here, so any reactor will be fine. This is, I think, the one I have for the bossing setup, but yeah, it doesn't matter. You can put anything. The reactor is not important. Now for the Albion Cavalry gun, again, the gun has low base crit rate, so we just need a little bit more crit so that when we use Hailey or Enzo, we can max out the crit rate. We can add more crit damage because we are doing damage and we are going to crit with Hailey's third ability. So we need more power, more chill, and we want crit damage. Okay, so with the build, what I have is concentration priority, better concentration, rifling reinforcement, standard stuff, fire rate, because fire rate isn't great. I have electric enhancement. Depending on the stage, you can put chill or electric. The gun by default comes with chill, so building in chill is better, but a little more electric damage will help you in 1 or 2 missions, 1 or 2 stages, 28 and 29. I have more ammo with expand weapon charge, some more with insight support ammo. Again, I'm using insight to just increase the crit a little bit because it's pretty low. I've also got better insight to bring it up a little bit. You can also use something like Insight Focus, for example. This will give you more crit damage and 14.5% crit. Again, remember, most of the crit we are getting is from the third ability of Hailey and the gun's unique ability. So removing this will not make much difference. In fact, let's see. It was 10 point something, is 7.3. So only a 3% loss. If we put Insight Focus, we are 8.33. So this could be a good option as well. Like, you'll get a little more crit damage, which will help you more, I suppose. But yeah, up to you. And then I have a reload, because initially I wasn't planning on using reload. I tried a few times, but we do have to reload. The gun has a high reload. Actually, this page is a little bugged right now because this doesn't change whether you have something here or not. Let's see. So yeah, don't go with that number. Reload Insight, I think, is what we are using. Again, we are using this opportunity to get a little more crit rate up, 3%. And so this is the setup here. You can put 2 catalysts here to put chill or electric, because those are the 2 main elements that you need for the final 4-5 stages. And yeah, so build is very standard. The cores and the stats here, again, I don't have anything. You can see here in the cores, I don't have a single gold one here. That is just RNG. Depend. Sometimes you roll something and you only get the other option that you don't want. For example, with the firearm attack, I kept getting the damage against Colossus. 5 level 10 cores I did, and I never got anything better than this. So that is just RNG. For the weapon options, I have rounds per magazine, because again, the gun doesn't have a lot of ammo for an LMG. Chill attack, firearm attack, and then final spot, I got hip fire accuracy because I ran out of fine adjustment access. You can put more crit damage here, maybe a little crit rate. Those 2 would work. For the cores, I have 2 for firearm attack. Again, we need to increase that as much as we can. 1 chill, because we have an element slot. Firearm critical hit damage, and fire rate, because again, the fire rate is also not good. Again, you can see fire rate, I'm using a core 10, but I only have 13%. It goes up to 20%. So there is a lot of room for improvement here. Basically, that's what I'm saying, based on your luck. So these are the numbers here: 45 and 45 firearm attack and chill damage, 728 crit rate, which is respectable for an LMG. A little higher would be nicer. Rounds per magazine, 41, 42. I would like it a little more, because the Enduring Legacy has like 200 plus. This has a slow reload time. Crit rate with this setup is 8.33. Firearm crit damage, we're trying to get it up to 5 at least, as close to 5 as possible, because that will help us greatly. So that is basically the setup here. I would show you the walkthrough style. You know, I have the recording for 29. I wasn't recording at 28, but the issue is it's a lot more unpredictable because of the people that you'll run into, the randoms you'll get. And also, even if you have a team, depending on what gun they have fully built up, somebody won't have like the Albion Cavalry fully built, somebody might be using. So there are some variations, of course. So many different things go into the builds that you'll not have a perfect setup. But yeah, 2 Haileys, 1 Enzo, 1 Glay, 2 Glays, Hailey, Lepic. That sort of combination seems to be the one that is getting us through here. Crowd control, so that the enemies don't shoot back at you and don't do damage to you. That will help you greatly. And then a couple of people doing a lot of damage. And yeah, like I said, with the final mission and Greg's, if I can figure out this soon, I'll make a video and show you the rest of it. But the stages are the same indoor location, boring location. I don't even like looking at it. 27 is, I think, the new one where it's out in the open circle. But yeah, these 3 are the same thing. It's very, very irritating and boring to look at. Once I get 30 done, I'll just farm 21 over and over and try to do it as quickly as possible, and then build the guns. I don't care about anything else. I think they are going to nerf these 3. Seems pretty likely. If they don't, that's fine. If they do, that is also okay for me. I don't care either way. I'm mostly interested in building up the guns and the cores, because we'll see what else they have planned coming up for the future. They are adding 20 more stages based on their plan ahead for season 3. So in that case, we would need to have level 10 cores on our main guns and things like that. So yeah, that is the setup here. Of course, they have a dev stream tomorrow. So I'll have a look and hopefully we get some good news and some more interesting content. Because yeah, if I'm honest, Void Erosion Purge isn't that exciting. These are things that you do once and we are only doing it for the cores. So yeah, 21 is fine. You can get a bunch of cores, upgrade the cores, and yeah, that should be it. But yeah, hopefully this was useful. Thank you for watching if you did. Again, like I said, in a team, it's not that difficult. I mean, it's still hard, but if you have the right setup with decent guns and Descendants, it can be done. You have to sort of work and be in a good setup so that everybody understands their role. But yeah, that is it for this one. Thank you for watching. See you next time.